It's what every parent worries about. Your child swallows something, chokes, and has to be rushed to hospital. Usually they're okay, but there's a new toy on the market that's raising special concern. They are little magnetic beads that go under names like buckyballs and nanodots. They're meant for adults, but often end up in the hands of kids. And it's what happens if these powerful magnets are swallowed that is so alarming. Once again, here's Beatrice Politi.
It was an innocent gift, looks like an innocent toy.
They're so small and they look so innocuous, but they really are. I mean, they could kill a child.
Is like getting shot, like getting a buckshot to the abdomen, but without any evidence on the outside.
They go by many names: buckyballs, nanodots, neocubes, and Zen magnets. Shiny, tiny magnetic beads. Harmless looking and compelling to play with. But these little magnetic toys hold a hidden danger that parents, teachers, even doctors aren't always aware of. Martha and Dean found out the hard way when their son Joseph was only 3 years old.
I was sitting on the couch and it was a Saturday morning, and all of a sudden I heard Joseph choking. And I was like, Joseph, are you all right? And he came to the top of the stairs and his face was all red, and I could see that he had these buckyballs in his hand. And I went, my goodness, did you eat some of these? And he was like nodding his head like this. So I thought, oh my gosh, he's probably having trouble breathing or what's going on, right? So my thought was just, get him into the hands of a medic as soon as I can.
Martha drove to the nearest hospital. From there, Joseph was rushed by ambulance to Toronto's Hospital for Sick Children. The real danger to Joseph wasn't that he was choking, but what the magnets could do inside his little body.
With these magnets, there's a very much higher chance of complication. There's a big danger that parents just don't know about.
Dr. Matt Strickland was a resident in pediatric surgery training at the Hospital for Sick Children when Joseph was admitted.
What they can do is actually link through loops of bowel, be it stomach to small intestine to small intestine, or through parts of the colon. And there they stick. And that pressure that they create between the two of them slowly erodes through the wall of the gastrointestinal tract until you have a hole.
We didn't know how many he had swallowed, and that was the real danger.
So we watched them with x-rays, and as we watched them sort of proceed, all of a sudden we saw the two come together with the one. And at which point that becomes a very dangerous situation. For Joseph, it turned out that they had linked between two loops of bowel. And after watching it and after seeing him not get better, we decided to take him to the operating room.
By that time, 4 holes had actually bored through the small intestine.
When you get a hole in your gastrointestinal tract, there's a chance for bacteria to spread, to go places where they shouldn't be. And that can make people very sick. They can become septic, which is a term meaning system-wide infection, and from there they can die.
Martha and Dean were lucky they even knew what Joseph had swallowed.
If we hadn't heard him choking, he might have ingested them and we'd never have known. He would have gotten sick, had maybe flu-like symptoms, and we never would have figured out exactly what had happened.
The issue is that a lot of these symptoms could be attributed to a gastro, the flu.
Dr. Annie Fecteau is the division head of pediatric general surgery at the Hospital for Sick Children.
If you have a toddler that ingested a magnet, they usually don't volunteer that information.
Most foreign objects that children swallow pass through the system without any need for medical intervention. But these magnets are very different, and doctors don't always look for magnets when children complain of stomach pain. That could lead to a dangerous delay in treatment.
And that's the biggest danger, isn't it?
Yes.
It's not the surgery, it's that you don't know what's in there.
Exactly.
Dr. Fecteau has seen a steep increase in surgeries at sick kids.
I've operated on a lot more magnets in the last year that I've had over the years for any other foreign body.
Even teenagers are showing up in emergency wards.
We've seen adolescents who, have used a magnet to pretend they have piercing. One magnet gets swallowed, they try it again, the second magnet gets swallowed.
Last 3 years. Here was something I'd been taught was extremely rare, and I saw 4 of them within 2 months. So that's when I started wondering if something was going on here, if something had changed.
Something had changed. It was the magnets. The toys are made of a rare earth mineral called neodymium. We asked Professor Mike Gorton, geologist and geochemist at the University of Toronto, about these powerful magnets.
Well, when I first discovered them, which was about 10 years ago, I couldn't believe how strong they are. I couldn't believe the fact that if you've got 2 magnets the size of a quarter, you can't separate them by hand. They're just too strong. It's unbelievable.
He took us to his lab and showed us.
I can measure the pull of these magnets in grams, and what we'll see is that the neodymium magnet is astonishingly more powerful than any conventional magnet.
First, he takes an old fridge magnet. It pulls just 4 grams. Then Professor Gorton puts a neodymium magnet on the scale. It's about the same size as a fridge magnet, but look what happens. It pulls 200 grams easily. He adds another 200 grams, and the little disc lifts 400 grams, 100 times the strength of the fridge magnet.
So in the modern world, you're most likely to run into them in the electric motors in electric vehicles.
They generate electricity in wind turbines and cordless power tools. Then someone got a bright idea, and in 2008, neodymium magnetic beads came on the market as novelty desk items. Shihan Q is the founder of Zen Magnets, one brand of the magnet balls, and he's proud of his product.
They are a unique product. There's no replacement for them because they're not only a puzzle, but they're a form of art. So people take thousands, tens of thousands of these magnets and build amazing things.
Sales of the desk toys soared. So too did the number of children showing up at emergency wards needing surgery to remove multiple magnets.
Kind of like this, like candy.
6-year-old Megan swallowed 19 of the little magnetic balls because she thought they looked like candy. Her mother, Kelly Van Wyck, sent her to bed early because she thought Megan had the flu.
She woke up screaming. She was saying, my tummy is so sore. She was really, really uncomfortable.
Megan was rushed to emergency. Doctors could see a ring of balls in her belly. Within 48 hours, Megan needed life-saving surgery.
She was in a really serious way.
They'd created 4 holes in the stomach and the intestine that we had to repair.
Dr. Brian Cameron, pediatric surgeon at McMaster Children's Hospital in Hamilton, did the surgery.
If it's not recognized, within a couple of days, then it can lead to spillage of intestinal content, peritonitis, infection, septicemia, and certainly if nothing was done, there's a risk of death from the perforations.
Doctors in the United States were so alarmed by these kinds of injuries, they called for a ban. In 2012, authorities took action to stop the manufacturing, importing, and selling of the product across the U.S., and Australia and New Zealand have banned them. But Q thinks the action is too harsh.
They are much safer than so many products like balloons, like skateboards, swimming pools, trampolines. There's so many things. A lot of it just requires common sense.
Health Canada has issued advisories but has not banned the product. We wanted to know why. They turned down several requests for an interview and sent an email instead. It said, in part, Health Canada recommends that magnetic toys using powerful magnets never contain loose magnets that are small enough to be swallowed. But that's exactly what these toys are, powerful magnets that are small enough to swallow.
They're in toy stores, and they have not suitable for children on them.
They do come with a warning not for children under 14, but studies show warnings aren't working. And Health Canada's safety requirements for children's toys and related products say it does not consider a warning on a toy package sufficient to protect children from this serious hazard.
We really were so blind. We didn't know that these nanoballs could cause such serious damage to her.
Because of the innocence of how small they are and how they look, people don't think they're dangerous. How many more cases do you need? How many more children need to be in the hospital for you to take action? It seems like a pretty simple decision.
With so many already on the market, Dr. Strickland says awareness is key.
At this point, there are millions of small magnets that have already been sold and are already in people's homes. So I think that although banning may help choke the supply somewhat, I think education is going to be the other big pillar.
Health Canada says it's assessing the risk.
What would you say to Health Canada and the makers of this product?
Get them off the shelves. Get them out of the consumer's hands. They should be banned. No question. Yeah, they're so dangerous.
And that is our broadcast for tonight. Head to our website, global16by9.com, to see a conversation with the producer of Waking the Brain about the making of the story. Until next Friday, I'm Carolyn Jarvis. From all of us here at 16 by 9, thanks for watching.